obviously the crypto market has been heating up over the last couple of days, and technically we could even say the last couple of weeks, especially when it comes to Ethereum. Now, everyone is wondering, why aren't altcoins like HBAR, for an example, following Ethereum right now? And the main reason why is because we are in phase 2 of the market. So if you're excited about the fact that HBAR has ran from, sub 5 cents all the way up to 40 cents already and is currently trading at 26 cents, well, guess what? This is just the beginning for these altcoins like HBAR. In fact, in the last 1 year, HBAR is up 393%, which tells us, guess what? When it comes to altcoins really breaking out, and when it comes to phase 3 and phase 4 of the cycle, these types of altcoins like HBAR that have shown already incredible amounts of strength are going to be even bigger in value and also on center stage. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. Hey guys, Jet here, and welcome back to Crypto Apple. As you may know, Casper will be away for some time, but don't worry, I'll be here to fill in and keep you up to date on all the latest and most critical news. In this video, we are not going to talk about random pumps or speculative gossip. We are going to put on our financial detective hats and connect the dots between a meticulously coiling price chart, major institutional filings, and the macroeconomic storm that is about to send certain altcoins into a violent price discovery. This isn't just a newsflash, it's a critical puzzle, and we're going to piece it together. We'll show you why the Hedera Hashgraph is the project that is uniquely positioned for this next phase. We'll give you a simple, powerful strategy for how to find the next 100x altcoin, and I'll explain why a project like HBAR is set up for a move that will shock everyone. By the end of this video, you won't just be a spectator, you'll have the framework to see the market like a true insider. Everyone sees the massive gains HBAR has already made, but what they don't see is the hidden price chart pattern that has been forming for 3 years. This pattern is about to break, and once it does, the move won't be a pump, it will be a violent explosion. The chart is telling us a story, and the most crucial chapter is about to be written. The price is currently at 26 cents, but there's a single key weekly resistance level that has held us down since March of 2021. We have failed to close above this level time and time again. But what is this exact level, and what happens the moment we get a weekly candle close above it? Why is this the single most important point on the entire HBAR price chart right now, and what does it mean for price discovery? The answer lies in a pattern of investor psychology that has repeated itself for decades. Let's break down this powerful technical signal. That key resistance level is right around 36 to 37 cents. Think of this level like a massive dam. For over 3 years, price has been building up behind it, repeatedly trying to break through and failing. The more times we hit that dam and fail, the more pressure builds behind it. Once that dam breaks, the force of the water, or in this case, the buy pressure, is going to be overwhelming. When we broke over this level in September 2021, we ran quickly to 57 cents. But this time is different. This time we are in phase 2 of the market, not near the end. Once we get a weekly candle close over this 37 cent level, we will enter price discovery. This is where the price moves without any previous resistance to hold it back. That's why these moves are so violent. It's the difference between a controlled drip and a flood. And based on a simple technical analysis, a break above this could happen very fast, potentially within the next month or two. This move confirms that we're on the path to alt season. We're seeing more retail interest than ever before, and they're not just searching for Bitcoin, they're searching for altcoins. But most people think alt season is just a random pump. They think it's a chaotic, unpredictable event. The truth is, it follows a predictable 3-phase pattern. This pattern has been proven time and again in every previous bull cycle. We're currently in phase 2, where large caps like Ethereum are starting to outperform Bitcoin. This is a critical transition period. But what are these phases, and why is phase 3 the one that can change your life? And what is the one single indicator that tells us we are on the verge of entering phase 3, even if projects like Hedera and HBAR haven't gone parabolic yet? The answer is right in front of us, and it's being fueled by the biggest search engine in the world. Let's break down these 3 phases of alt season so you can see the roadmap. Phase 1 is the Bitcoin pump. That happened last year when Bitcoin went from under $20.00 to over $100.00. The smart money saw the macro environment and began to accumulate. Phase 2 is the large cap pump. We're seeing it right now with Ethereum nearing its all-time high and other large caps pumping hard. But the money from Bitcoin is now flowing into the biggest, most established altcoins. This is the first signal that alt season is on. And then comes phase 3, the real alt season. This is where the money from Bitcoin and large caps flows down into the mid and small cap projects. This is the explosion. This is where projects like HBAR can suddenly give you a 100x multiplier in a matter of months. And the single biggest indicator that phase 3 is coming is Google search trends. As Tokenizer pointed out, Google search trends on Hedera are back on the rise at levels we haven't seen since we were at a 40-cent HBAR. This tells us that retail interest is starting to build, and that is the kindling for the altcoin fire. We also know that Hedera's been on fire with the announcements. They've been a part of some crazy events lately as well. And on top of that, we know that HBAR just recently got listed on Robinhood back at the end of July. Most projects dream of a Robinhood listing because it exposes them to 25 million new potential investors. But what does it really mean for the bigger picture? And what happens when a project is not just listed on an app, but is also mentioned in an official White House document? It's the ultimate validation. It means a project is being taken seriously at the highest levels of government and finance. But why did Hedera Hashgraph get this kind of attention, and what does it tell us about their real-world utility and the institutional money that's quietly watching from the sidelines? This kind of attention separates the real projects from the speculative ones. The Robinhood listing and the mention in the White House document are two major signs that Hedera has completed its transformation from a niche crypto project into a legitimate blue-chip asset. The White House document, titled Strengthening American Leadership in Digital Financial Technology, gave a huge confirmation that Hedera is not here just to be a flashy altcoin. They are part of something much bigger. The reason for this is their enterprise-focused technology. The Hashgraph consensus is faster, more secure, and more stable than most other blockchains, which is exactly what central banks and governments need. They are working with central banks and governments. They've just grown to become a very large name in crypto. This isn't about hype. It's about building a robust, reliable network that can handle the future of global finance. Everyone is waiting for the big ETF approval headlines to get in. But what if institutional money is already quietly pouring in through a different door? What if the most powerful financial players aren't waiting for a headline, they're already invested? As we can see from HBAR Tats, as of August 2025, HBAR is included in 27 plus digital asset indexes and featured in 13 ETPs and ETFs. This is not a coincidence. This is a clear sign of growing institutional trust and adoption. But what exactly are these indexes and ETPs, and what does this quiet accumulation tell us about the future of HBAR's price when the headlines finally hit? The market opportunity here, the exposure for HBAR, is just wild to me. Let's break down this institutional backdoor. These indexes and ETPs are a way for major funds to gain exposure to an asset like HBAR without having to go all in on the project directly. They add it to a broader portfolio, which means they are quietly accumulating massive amounts of HBAR on behalf of their clients, including hedge funds, pension funds, and major corporations. This quiet accumulation is a ticking time bomb of capital. The institutions are aware of Hedera's strength, and they're buying while the price is suppressed. Once a green light is given for a full-fledged ETF, this quiet flow of capital will turn into a flood, pushing the price far beyond what anyone expects. They are front-running the public. It's a clear signal that the top 5 is not out of the question for this cycle. The market opportunity for HBAR is simply wild. This is the ultimate climax. The coiling price chart, the rising Google trends, the quiet institutional accumulation via indexes and ETPs, and the government's validation are not separate stories. They are all parts of a single powerful narrative. Hedera is not just an altcoin, it is a meticulously positioned asset waiting for the perfect storm to hit. We are in phase 2 of the market, but all the signals are pointing to an imminent break into phase 3. Once that weekly candle closes above 37 cents and the full weight of institutional capital is unleashed through an ETF approval, the move will be nothing short of violent. This is the super cycle that everyone has been talking about, where regulation, institutional capital, and retail interests align perfectly to create the biggest wealth transfer of our time. You have been given the cheat code. What you just learned is that the most powerful entities in finance don't operate on emotions or hype. They operate on a clear strategic plan. By understanding the 3 phases of alt season, why Hedera was chosen for institutional indexes, and what the price chart is secretly telling us, you are no longer a passive investor. You are an informed participant in the biggest wealth transfer of our time. Here's my question for you. What is the most important catalyst you're watching for HBAR? Drop your take in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content that cuts through the noise, and share this with someone who needs to see the bigger picture. Check out my next video where we break down the latest news on Hedera's enterprise partners. Until then, stay informed and stay ahead of the curve.